This is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network, now in its 7th year. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey everybody, see that? In red it says Alex, in white it says the Ramble. That's his eye. Hey, and good evening and welcome to our fine program. I'm in bad shape tonight. I can't hear out of this ear. This ear suddenly went plugged up on me, and I can't unplug it. So anyway, I gotta turn this up. I can't even out of this ear over here having the same problem. So I don't know. Mother dear, you're growing older. Oh boy. Anyway, where do I want to go? Oh yeah, okay. It's our Wednesday night here, and he doesn't have his camera on. There we go. There we go.
Wait a minute. For one reason or another,
yes.
The camera, every time it goes, I have to press start the camera and start the audio.
Yeah.
So it's like I gotta, wind up the clock or wind up the call.
What's that strip at the bottom of your screen?
It's probably the back of my monitor. Let me see if I can fix that.
Yeah.
Web panels. All right.
By the way, let me just do something here while I forgot to do it earlier. Let me see here. Where is it, Meyer? Here we go. There we go. See, we'll put in his name. Poof.
All right. This is the magic that is the Ramble. So how you doing today?
I can't hear out of this ear.
Oh, did you take a shower?
No.
Oh, try putting the earbud in that ear.
I did.
Yeah.
I can't hear. It rings a lot. It's not,
Yeah.
It's not good. Okay. So.
No, you have tinnitus?
What?
Tinnitus, a ringing in the ear?
I don't have tinnitus. No, I don't have a ringing in the ear. It's just I heard, even though I turn up the hearing a lot here.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to hear out of this ear.
Yeah, I don't think I've done anything that would
No. This happened before I went on the air. I was cleaning out, doing something with the new refrigerator, trying to get it so, we have to rearrange things from where they were. And I was trying to get a drawer into the refrigerator, and all of a sudden, I can't hear. I hear 50%, maybe 75% less out of this ear.
Okay. Try one thing, though, that might be the board. Push your jack in and make sure.
No, it has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with the earphones. It has to do with my hearing in this ear.
Yeah.
I can't hear.
It's that Havana syndrome. You remember all of these guys? They were playing some sort of directed energy, and it caused a bunch of people to get sick in Cuba and some other embassies around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe they're attacking your refrigerator.
Mm-hmm. Could be why it went off when I was down on the floor using the refrigerator. I don't know.
Well, you have to get on the floor to use your refrigerator?
I don't know. I'm tired of coming on here and saying how sick I am and all of that. Also, I'm thinking of stopping the show anyway. I'll tell you why. Because I'm getting uglier.
Join the club.
And I just, and then the other day I was doing the Monday show, and at one point I couldn't think of the next words to come out of my mouth.
I know that happens.
It does happen?
Yeah, it's we're getting older. It's not Alzheimer's or anything. It's just normal aging. I know why you want to quit the show.
Why?
Because you heard of a position open at CNN. This guy Zucker quit.
Yeah.
And, now they're going to be looking for somebody that knows what they're doing.
By the way, I feel bad for him. I really do.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter what you think of CNN, I feel bad for him, and I'll tell you why.
Okay, tell me why.
He worked with this woman for 20 years, and it wasn't
Yeah.
until about the last year and a half or 2 years they suddenly realized they really liked each other.
Yeah.
And they had a romance going in the office. I mean, they're not there humping on the desks or doing anything like that. In fact, I think they kind of kept it secret so it wouldn't become.
It was
common.
I read that it was a secret that everybody knew about.
Yeah, but nevertheless, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. Is there a code at CNN that they
Well,
can't?
I mean, it's so. I mean, come on. Many times the people that you wind up with were people you worked with.
Yeah.
And
I figured he was going to go for Brian Stelter.
I figure that if he waited for 18 years or 19 years before he went all the way with this woman, I would say that it was just suddenly one day they looked at each other and said, we get along so well and we've had such a wonderful relationship. Why don't we take this to the next step? And I don't see what he did wrong.
Well, they could have used it as an excuse to get rid of him because their ratings are in the dumper. They're according to a number of people, he's a micromanager, and
no, supposedly, according to what I read, they felt he was a really good manager. That he was a kind of a guy who wanted people to work hard, and he drove them, but that he was well liked, And
CNN, by that woman after it took 18 years,
CNN,
but he finally broke her down.
But CNN's not doing that badly. You listen to Fox talk about it, but Fox ain't doing that well either.
No, they don't have any advertisers. You got My Pillow. You got some a vitamin that gives you fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, I saw that. Marjorie sent away for that. And
is it any good?
I don't know. I figure if I'm too lazy to eat a vegetable or to have a fruit, then I don't deserve to take a pill to replace it.
You got to take 3 each. That's 6 pills. That's almost a third of the pills I take every day.
Wait a minute, how many do you have to take?
I take about 19.
No, these fruit and vegetable pills.
3 each. 3 of the one color and 3 of the other.
Really?
At least according to the commercial.
Oh, wow.
And
so you're going through a bottle of that in about a day and a half, right?
Yeah, I think it's only like a month's supply that you get for. I think the initial one is fairly inexpensive, but as soon as you start taking it for any length of time, it's $70 a month.
Guys, before they were selling these kind of pills, I believe, were dope dealers. Yeah. So
yeah, well, no. They were selling the pills that gave you a hard-on and extended your penis. You remember those? Your friend, what's his name?
I never needed those.
Yeah, well, you had your friend, the porn star. What was his name?
Ron Jeremy.
Ron Jeremy. He used to advertise those on TV. He was the spokesman for Easy something or Extends. That was it.
Yeah. I don't think there's any way to grow your penis.
Yeah, you rub it a few times.
I also wondered one other thing. I'm having a hard time hearing you tonight. But that's it's not because don't turn yourself up. I'm having trouble hearing. I told you that before.
Yeah, did you take a shower and get water in your ear or something?
No, I didn't take a shower. I took one yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. What, with the neighbors complaining?
Yeah, and it rings a little bit in the ear. Boy, I'm telling you. So.
Yeah. It could be because of the 5G phones and all of the technology you have in your apartment. You're starting to radiate.
Oh, I know what it is.
Yeah.
The COVID vaccination.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I read that there was an Italian study that determined that if you didn't get the vaccination and you ended up getting COVID, that you had natural immunity for 18 months.
Well,
and that lasts longer than the booster.
And you have immunity actually for life because you'll probably die. So, I mean, what kind of a thing is that? I mean, if you take the vaccine, and you do get COVID, it will be a very light case of COVID. By the way, we have somebody here at Gabnet that got COVID.
Who?
or tested positive for COVID.
Who was that?
The franchise MC,
Really?
our sports guy. Yeah, yeah. That's why he didn't do a show tonight.
Oh, I didn't realize. How do you find his show?
I find it very good.
No,
Oh,
but how do you find it on Gabnet?
It's on. He's on it. I think it's 9. I think it's 8:30 on.
Your time?
Yeah, or maybe it's 9:30. Wait a minute. Let me look at the site. I forget because he posts the thing and then runs it. It's a strange kind of thing. And wait a minute. Hold on a second. I got. Let me see here. Let me go here. And there's the Damien Chaplin. I'll tell you in a couple of minutes when it comes up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wrote you earlier. Stephen Pearl had a post on Facebook, and everybody on that post was climbing on
8:30. 8:30.
8:30. Okay.
On Wednesdays. Yeah.
On Wednesdays only?
Yeah, and then you can also hear it on our 24/7, and you can also play it using our gabnet.net page. It's there.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
All right. Well, anyway, this Whoopi Goldberg thing. So Stephen Pearl posts a thing that as a Jew, he's pissed off at Whoopi Goldberg. And, what she said, I don't like Whoopi Goldberg. But as far as I was concerned, I didn't think she said anything that was wrong. Jews are in all races. There are black Jews from Ethiopia. There are Sephardic Jews from North Africa. Yeah. There are Jews all over the world. And when I am asked, what is my race? I answer Caucasian. I don't answer Jewish. Judaism is a religion. And so when Whoopi Goldberg said that the Holocaust was man's inhumanity to man, well, I thought that she was correct, and it had nothing to do with race.
Well, you know what she should have done? She should have said, everybody's yelling that I should take back what I said, so I take it back. The Holocaust wasn't inhumane. Then
they'll really go after her.
Well, I mean, here's the point. I agree with you, Phil. It's one of the few times you and I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I look, to begin with, I knew Whoopi, and she's a lovely, lovely, decent person. Okay.
Yeah.
And she played me once, by the way. Well, it didn't exactly play me. She replaced me as the host of Comedy Tonight and took over my position. So I always told everybody she was doing me. Okay.
I see.
Anyway.
She was the guest host.
Nice lady. Just really
I'm
nice
sure
lady.
she is.
So I don't,
I don't think so on The View, but...
And she, forget about that, okay?
Yeah,
that's her politics that bothers you. That's not the way you judge her as a person. I don't think she meant it as anything she was saying stupid. I think what she was saying was, to her, because she's black, she knows when something is racist, but she also knows when something's inhumane. Right. And that she didn't feel that it was racism against the Jews. It was an inhumanity towards the Jews.
That's correct.
And it was anti-Semitism, not racism.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay.
Well, I guess, we agree. There's nothing to fight about.
Well, I mean, I don't think that she was wrong in what she said. I think
neither do I.
Maybe she shouldn't have said it, because today everybody is jumping on everybody who has. I mean, there are even people jumping on your man Trump,
right?
Who are right wingers,
right? But this is the left wing jumping on a major left wing person in Whoopi Goldberg. And this is the woke gone crazy. And you know what? I wonder if really it doesn't matter whether you're left or you're right, that there's a group of people out there that just want to be, that want to cause people to be separate and to divide and conquer and to try to take over with these Marxist views.
Well, it's a holier than thou attitude. Okay, it's somebody trying to say I'm hipper than you are. You know.
Yeah.
It's really it's bullshit. You know.
Yeah. No, I understand. You know. So when I posted that on Steve's thing, he says, as a Jew, I have the right to scowl at Whoopi Goldberg for 47 minutes straight. And so almost to a person, everybody on that post jumped on Whoopi Goldberg as someone that was bad. Now, and you know, I'm sure that
look, if you think she's wrong, point her out as being wrong. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Point her out as being wrong. I think she probably shouldn't have said that, but I don't think that she's a horrible person for having said it. And I'm not going to eat my own by doing it.
But you know? They are. You know, the thing is, I don't support Nazis, but I do support their right to say what they want to say.
Well,
you know, this is America.
Well, so does the ACLU. I mean, they defended the guys in Skokie years ago. I mean, yes, they have a right to say what they're going to say to a limit. And that limit is that what they say doesn't hurt somebody else.
Right. But now,
let me give you an example of something.
Yeah.
The other night, now, call this just coincidence.
Yeah.
But the other night, Trump gave a speech in which he talked about how we should take up and do this and do that and whatever, and did a kind of a rallying cry. Yeah. Basically against those people who would not want him to be president and would keep him from being president and so on, and that you should do something about this. And the next day, something like 3 different black colleges got firebombed after he gave that speech.
Could be a coincidence because he was very good to black colleges in funding them.
No, forget about his past.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm talking about now. With the kind of rhetoric he did in his speech the other night, people are saying that this incited people to go out and do these things. Wait a minute, hold on a second.
I didn't hear his speech.
Yeah,
you know,
well, it was very inflammatory at certain points.
Well,
I mean,
of course, that's the way he is.
Well, no, he suggested that if he doesn't, what is it? What was it he said? That he to begin with, he was going to pardon all the people who stormed the
people
Capitol.
January 6th. That I read.
Do you agree with that?
Not necessarily.
Oh, what do you mean not necessarily?
You know, it depends. If they were there to incite riot, if they were there to try to disrupt the situation, I believe that there were a lot of people that were just caught up in the moment. But I think there were some instigators that were trying to do damage. Mm-hmm. And those people need to be have their day in court.
Mm-hmm. Well, but anyway, you know who I've got waiting to come on. We should have him here because he'll remember what Trump said the other night. I think. I don't know. Charlie Wallace, are you there, Charlie? Wait a minute. Here he is. Okay, let me just get rid of that. Charlie?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did Trump say the other night that incited people to burn those colleges?
Well, he said that the people that were coming after him legally were, and the legal people coming after him were racist, and that if they do try to arrest him or whatever, then there should be the biggest protests in history. And he, this is after he said thing about the people of January 6th have been mistreated horribly, and so.
But didn't he say something else that was inflammatory, that would have caused people?
Yeah, he said that when he said the biggest protest, in other words, to go after these racists.
You might be
trying to attack him. That's the way it came across. I don't remember exactly what his words were, but it's out there on YouTube.
So Trump, are you saying, Charlie, that Trump called for going after racists?
For these racists. And he specifically mentioned Georgia. The prosecutor in Georgia that's going after him for trying to rig the election in Georgia.
Oh yeah,
They
well,
called the guy's office and said, "Find me those votes."
By the way, that Attorney General
yeah.
has been
Raffensperger.
yeah, he's literally, his family has been threatened
Yeah.
on numerous occasions.
So anyway, and so those black colleges were not firebombed, but what they were is bomb threats were called in.
Was that
There's
it?
5 different colleges, and the colleges had to be evacuated because of the bomb threats. Right after Trump's speech,
And they were all black colleges.
they were all black colleges.
We used to do that at my high school all the time.
Well, that was just so you could get out of
Get out of class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, I haven't been following Trump. To tell you the truth, I'm at the point. If you equate it to mask mandates and COVID and Trump, I'm at the same level of I'm tired. I'm tired of it all. And I mentioned that a few weeks ago about COVID, and I think that's beginning to catch on. But as far as Trump goes, Trump's had his day. The election is over. There's somebody else in the White House, and it's time for the country to move on. Trump was a great influence, and I feel he was a fabulous leader, but it's time for Trump to go off into the sunset, maybe advise people. But I really think that there are people out there like DeSantis, who's the black senator from South Carolina?
There's only one. That's Scott.
Scott, is a younger guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's great. You know, and you know, I would.
But Phil, don't you realize he's a Negro?
You know,
Trump's never going to support him.
I thought he was just getting a really good tan. You know, so, but you know, Trump tried to look like Scott, but he couldn't.
Yeah.
It turned orange.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm thankful for the Trump presidency. I know that you guys don't agree with that, but I also feel that it's time to move on. And
He doesn't.
well, that's his prerogative.
Yeah.
But you know, if Trump were to run again in the primaries, I don't know that I would vote for him. And I have a feeling that most people feel as I do.
I think they're fatigued by him. I would agree with you on that. Also, they were fatigued by him. Also, when you talk about mass fatigue, you know, you can be as fatigued as you want, but still the masks are saving lives.
I'm not so sure,
Well,
because there are a lot of countries that are dropping the mask mandates and the COVID injection things, not making it mandatory.
Which countries?
England, Ireland,
England,
New Zealand.
Has England stopped it?
Yeah, the UK.
Yeah, they did, but that's Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson's just as much of an idiot as Trump.
Well, it's just that the statistics.
How about any other country?
No, they're not. The COVID is skyrocketing in Britain right now.
Right, but but it's skyrocketing in Israel, and Israel is the most vaccinated country in the world. So maybe the lockdowns and these mandates aren't working. As they say, maybe we have to learn to live with COVID. And
But living with
the problem is 3,675 people died with COVID today.
right, but you know what? Last year, the same day, 50% less people died, and you know, we didn't have all of the things that we have today. There were 1,900 deaths.
Would you go back?
50%? That's not true at all. It's the same.
I just saw it. It was
4,000 people a day.
No, it's the
last year?
if you go to Drudge, it's the last.
Oh, if you go to Drudge.
Well, hey, Drudge doesn't like Trump.
I'm going to Johns Hopkins. That's what
Johns
I'm reporting
Hopkins
the
also.
statistics every day. Well, I would support. You can go on my Facebook page and go back a year ago. You can see what the stats were. I got it directly from Johns Hopkins. It's posted every day for since April 1st of 2020.
Yeah, well,
posting them.
Alex can't hear, and I can't remember what I read about Johns Hopkins this morning, but there was a doctor from Johns Hopkins saying something that supported my position, but I can't quote it. Yeah, I'm not finding it, and of course I'm not seeing the thing on how many people got COVID, how many people died on the Drudge thing.
So quit giving us a statistic that isn't true.
No, it's not that it wasn't true. I just couldn't find it.
We couldn't find it because maybe that wasn't what was there.
Yeah, it was there. Where would I make that up? Okay, of course. You know, what happens is when you start looking on the phone, everything changes.
Let me go to Drudge. Let me go to Drudge, and you can tell me where to go.
It was the last thing. It had the COVID numbers, and it compared this day today to this day last year, 2021, and it had 3,000 something deaths today, and it had 1,900 and something deaths for the same day, February 2nd.
So where's that story on Drudge? I don't see it here.
It was the last line.
Number of deaths per day.
The last one at the very bottom.
1,900 one day and 4,000 the next.
But I can't find it now.
Oh, here we go. COVID cases in the USA in 2021 on this day, right?
Yes.
141,854.
No, not cases. I was talking deaths.
Okay. A year ago, it was 1,950 deaths, and
right.
And today it's 1,579 deaths.
Oh, it was 3,900.
It's almost 4,000 for the day.
Yeah, I don't know where you saw that, and I can't find it again. But it's 3,900 today, and it was 1,900 the year before. So
yeah, no, I can say, but that's day to day. It's just like it was. It was 30. Well, I had 3675 today, but it was only 2,300 2 days ago on Monday. So day to day, it can change like that. What you do look at is the average. If you look at the average deaths per day for the past 7 days, that's what'll tell you what.
I understand. What I quoted was what I had seen earlier, which was deaths were up by almost 50% today as a comparison to a year ago's day for the same day. So
that's like saying that
doesn't matter.
It's 60 degrees today. A year ago today, it was only 35. Well, I mean, that's because day to day the weather changes, and day to day you look at the average.
But today, 3,900. Last year, same day, 1,900. Okay. That's a 50% increase. We have all sorts of stuff now. And maybe the way that we're going after COVID isn't the right way to do it.
Well, I think the things you have to look at are deaths, and I'll tell you why.
That was deaths.
How many deaths?
3,900 today, 1,900 last year, the same day.
Okay, so
that's like I said, that's day to day. That's like comparing the temperature today with the temperature on this day a year ago, and then trying to say.
And you got to remember
climate change because of those single day comparisons.
At this time a year ago, we hadn't even given out our first shot yet.
Right. Yeah. And there was only 1,900. Now we've got 200 million people. We have 200 million people vaccinated in this country.
I had my first vaccination on January 20th. So they had given the vaccine.
Well, you would have gotten it earlier if January 6th you weren't over at the Hall of Congress.
When did I get my first one? Hold on a second.
I got my second one on February 23rd. So I mean, it's like.
Let's see. I took pictures of my.
No, I got my first one on the 20th of January.
See, yeah.
And I got my second one on the 27th of February. Yeah.
So we had the vaccine, but
I got mine.
There were days at the beginning of February, beginning of January, at the end of January, where we had over 4,000 deaths. Just because that one day. February the 2nd we
Charlie, all I did was quote what I saw today.
Yeah, but then you tried to say that means we're doing things wrong.
Today, as a comparison to this day last year, we're up 50%.
And it could be because a lot of people are not being assiduous about following the protocols.
I don't know.
Because people have got the same fatigue you've got, and they're just saying, fuck it, I'm not going to wear a mask.
I can't walk into a store or a restaurant without the mask. If I don't have the mask on. Now, I went out for sashimi tonight.
I think you don't in San Francisco. You don't in San Francisco anymore, do you? Didn't they do away with the mask mandates in eating places?
I don't know.
I think so.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't go to San Francisco very much since it became such a cesspool. But tonight, I went out and I had sashimi. I walked in with the mask. They put down a glass of water. I was able to take off the mask because if there's any food on the table or if I'm going to engage in eating and drinking, there's no COVID. So, I think the whole thing might be a little phony.
Let me bring Alan in here. He has some statistics he just sent me.
He's just got a lot of masks and he's afraid he's going to get stuck with them and he wants to make sure he can wear them. I went out and I had sashimi. Alan, I think your audio's on for your food on the table. There's a
sorry for YouTube or whatever you got your audio on.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
You caught me off guard bringing me in. I just sent.
It's a good thing you weren't jacking off.
I'm kidding. I'm learning my lesson to block the video when I walk away from it. So anyhow, I just sent Alex and Charlie, and I'd send it to you, Phil, but you wouldn't look at it. The statistics for how many deaths happened in that year. On February 2nd, 2021, there were 3,611 deaths. That's according to the CDC. And then it was published by the New York Times. So
who published?
That's double what you said.
Alex, who published the one that we just looked at in Drudge?
I have no idea.
All right.
I don't think they do either.
Oh, my first shot was January 20th.
Yeah, see?
Yeah. And my second one was the 11th of February.
But what you also got is Omicron, which is 8 times or 9 times more transmissible than the variant that was running around.
Yes, but they're saying that Omicron isn't as deadly.
And they said it's not as.
People that are vaccinated isn't. For people that are unvaccinated, that's the people that are dying. Phil.
It may not be as deadly either, but it's 10 times as many cases of Omicron as there were of the other.
Charlie, how many people have come down since the beginning of COVID in the United States? How many people have been infected with COVID?
75,600,000.
Okay.
I got to post it there.
And of those, do you have any idea how many got vaccinations afterwards?
No, they don't. That's not in the statistics.
Okay. The only reason I ask is that if 75 million
so what are you
have
saying?
natural immunity,
we should just not wear masks anymore.
No. If 75 million have natural immunity, that's good for 18 months, according to the Italians, and 200 million have been jabbed in this country, we're very close to 90% of the population. And
your facts are
San Francisco. Alan, Alex asked me a question, and I didn't have the answer. Are mask mandates still? Are mask mandates still in place in San Francisco?
Absolutely.
All right. So
Denmark happens to be the country that has the most people that are vaccinated, not Israel. That's the first thing. The second thing is that even people that are boosted can get Omicron. Okay. Yeah. And people are getting it, but they're not getting hospitalized and dying. The chance, if you're vaccinated and boosted against COVID, the chance of death is 0.003. It's been that way for a couple months, according to the CDC and Johns Hopkins. I look at both of them. They're both, well, the CDC is not very reputable, but Johns Hopkins certainly is. And so it depends on where you get your information. I mean, you're just.
I get it from Drudge.
Yeah, well, there you go.
What can you say?
Hey, you've beaten this COVID thing to death. How about
Wait a
Whoopi
minute.
Goldberg?
Wait a
You
minute.
guys-
We're beating this thing to death.
You're beating it to death. You're beating it to death, Phil.
Yeah,
All
you're
the
you're
rules,
beating your
Phil.
lips to death. You know.
Well, I don't
I'm
want
trying to
people. I don't want people. Man, just make a disclaimer here, so that I don't get thrown off Spotify.
Oh, that's the next thing.
Yeah.
You know that when I first moved to
Wait
San
a minute. Let
Francisco,
me, man, please do my
Better make the
disclaimer. Yeah, that in spite of the fact that Spotify is all for you drinking bleach, I think that I should say that Phil is not a doctor, and most of the time he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Okay, so don't
Phil.
listen to
And you
him,
got three- and
and
you got three
don't
witnesses to
don't
do
suddenly stop wearing your masks and getting vaccinations, because he
this
wears.
is all you need. If you wear one of these, you don't need a mask.
You know, they're using those as toilet paper now.
Yeah. Talking about Spotify, it's very interesting. The other day, I thought about this girl that I started dating in San Francisco, like a week after I moved to San Francisco in 1974.
How much
And
did
she-
you pay her?
Yeah, and she was murdered by her brother. Her name was Amy Gossage. Her father was a guy who, you know, the Beethoven T-shirt. He invented. He made that. He was in advertising. So anyway, Amy Gossage also dated at the same time Graham Nash, and
What's the point you're trying to make?
Graham Nash
She dumped
just said
you.
he's-
Obviously, she dumped you.
No, she was killed. So anyway, she was murdered. She was stabbed by her brother, who was a heroin addict, and he had a really cool car.
What is the point you're trying to make here by trying to drop names?
Graham Nash just told Spotify to pull his music off.
Good.
Okay.
Well,
So-
look here. I said this on Monday on the Monday show,
Yeah.
and it's worth repeating here. That I think the problem with all these people saying that they don't want their music played as long as Joe Rogan has a show are not the right people. Now, if Taylor Swift said that, Spotify
but
would
that's
do
the-
something. But I think
But it's-
with Joni Mitchell and Graham Nash and what's his name?
His name, the other Crosby.
About 10 of them now. isn't
Still,
there?
no.
Nobody knows who they
Neil
are.
Young.
Yeah.
He's,
They try to.
well, wait a minute. Let me finish.
Yeah.
I mean, these are people who, quite frankly, Spotify goes, eh.
I don't think that's the case.
Like the
But
kids
if-
on Spotify don't know who the hell they are.
Exactly.
Right.
But if Taylor Swift were to say, "Do not play my music anymore," they'd be having a really hard talk with Joe
No, but
Rogan.
think about this. These people are trying to cancel Joe Rogan, and they're also trying to cancel Whoopi Goldberg. And so this
No,
is
they're
the
not
same-
trying to cancel
the same
anybody.
people.
What they're trying to do is stop having their music associated with an organization that sends out bad information on COVID.
Well, I thought that Joe Rogan, I didn't listen to his podcast, and I really didn't know, I had no desire to listen to him in the first place. But I understand that he gave both sides.
No,
and
he
had
didn't.
doctors
No, he
from
didn't.
both
No, he
sides.
did. No, he didn't.
No.
Everybody drink.
No, he didn't. He said he was going to now.
I
Yeah,
know.
he had
Now.
promised to do
Before he
that
got
in the
on.
future, but he hadn't done it yet.
All right. Well, anyway, the guy has a big voice. I guess there's a lot of people that
Supposedly 2
listen to
million
him.
people listen to him a day.
Yeah.
Well,
He doesn't beat Gabnet's numbers, but, you know.
No kidding. I mean, who could?
nobody on Gabnet is listening to Joe
By the way,
Rogan
remind me
on
later.
Gabnet.
I've got a gripe about my numbers on YouTube. Go ahead. Anyway, what were you going to say there?
Dr. Gupta, what's his name?
Sanjay.
Yeah, Sanjay Gupta.
He's one of the
sat-
Guptas.
He sat in front, right? Sanjay Gupta sat in front of Joe Rogan and fact-checked him. And Joe Rogan, everything he had to say about COVID, Dr. Gupta said, nope.
I thought it was
And
the
then
other way
Joe
around.
Rogan says, I learned something new. And the next day, he's saying, don't get a shot, don't get vaccinated, don't. don't wear a mask. I mean,
Is that what he said? Did you hear him say that?
I heard.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he did.
You can go on YouTube. You can watch the. It's on YouTube.
All right. So's Gavin.
So Sanjay Gupta and met with Joe Rogan to try and straighten him out a little bit, and it worked while he was sitting there. Joe Rogan was nice to him and said, "Well, I learned something new."
Hey,
He went
Alex
right
is
back
nice
to
to
Joe
me.
Rogan.
Alex is nice to me. What? That doesn't mean anything.
Only because you're the one who has the cocaine.
He's
Only in the
always
old
been that
days.
way. Most cops, you can just take all the drugs and
Yeah.
share it with your friends.
Hello, Brian.
I used to hate those people.
Who?
The ones with all the
They
drugs.
hung around you because you had drugs, and then I have to go show them how to use the bullet. My God, killing me. I'm at the urinal, and these guys are asking me, "How do you use this?" I'm all, "Oh my God, just don't drop it in the urinal, please." Okay, back to.
That's good, Brian.
Those were fun days. I'm doing good.
He's not
I love-
incriminating himself. Anybody that's
Somebody
listening,
came out of the green room
A
with the
friend in his
punchline
book.
one day, yelling to his friends, "Hey, Robin just did all my coke."
Yeah.
Anyway,
And that was probably true.
yeah, it was.
He was the vacuum cleaner. Do you remember you had some thing going on up in Lake Tahoe, and some comedy thing, and we all went up there, and in your room there was this guy. He came out with copious amounts of coke, and he was spreading it around to
In
everybody.
my room, I would never allow that to go on in my room.
No, it was your room.
I would never allow that to go on in my
okay,
room.
you didn't allow that.
Well,
Maybe you were in the
at
bathroom.
that time at Tahoe, Robin was there because he was
Yeah.
filming a movie with Walter Matthau, and we were backstage. It was a comedy show. Wasn't hosting it or anything, but I just went up there
Went
to
up with you.
give everybody support. And Robin came backstage and brought Walter Matthau with him.
Oh, I didn't go there, but
That
I
was
was
a
still in the
thrill.
room with the guy with the big baggie.
You were there with the coke, right?
What year was this?
I don't know. I never had anybody in my room with
Had to
coke
be
ever.
82,
And
81.
if I did, I would have called the cops and had them
Oh
come
yeah,
and
yeah,
arrest him.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I guess you had to hide your coke when Robin was in the room.
Oh, you had to hide your jokes when Robin was in the room.
that's- Yeah, well, he used to pay Monty Hoffman for his jokes, and Jeremy Kramer. Those guys.
You
used
didn't
to
pay.
get a check from
You never
Robin.
had to pay Monty Hoffman for a joke because there wasn't anything worth buying.
Well, Monty was getting a check, but
Yeah, but
he got something.
anyway, no. I mean, I feel that. Here's how I feel about the Spotify thing. I have all our shows on Spotify. Okay, not many people listen to them, but I have all our shows on Spotify. I was thinking about taking them off, just because I didn't want to be part of that, and it doesn't do me any good being there. So
Good for you. That would be a great thing to do, Alex.
I've thought
One
about
more
it.
person.
Well, all I have to do is just stop posting them, you know.
Okay.
But the thing is that number one, me doing that isn't going to change anything. Okay, but I think that what happens is Spotify says that they are not there to be censors. And my answer to them is they're not there to be a censor for me, who does my show for free, and they get some kind of monetary value out of me being there. But they're paying Joe Rogan $100 million for that show. And when they did that, they're in business with him, and they're responsible for the content of that program.
Didn't their Spotify stock go up
It went down
quite a
to me.
bit?
It went down 12%.
Well, even Facebook went down 20%.
No, Phil, we're not talking about Facebook.
I understand.
We're
It's just that I understand that Spotify, something increased. They
No.
once they signed Joe Rogan, it was a plus for them.
It was a plus for them, but when this thing hit, they went 12% down in the stock exchange.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they
Well,
haven't
did
gotten back up again.
did something happen? Because I didn't look at the stock market. I thought it was up today, but didn't Facebook lose 20% today?
It doesn't matter what happened to Facebook.
didn't
Facebook's an
return,
entirely
yeah.
different story, and the reason Facebook's losing it is because there are a lot of questions over there about what they're doing and their numbers.
Yep.
Well, I'm just wondering if it's a social media spiral down. You know, maybe there's something going on with social media. If Spotify, Facebook,
No. Spotify went down as a result of this whole controversy because it was day and date with the controversy hitting.
Facebook, which is now called Meta Platforms,
They didn't hit earnings, Facebook.
went up $4 today to $323 even.
what happened to why did I see this headline that said they were down 20%?
Because you
They didn't
read,
hit earnings today. That's what after.
Oh
hours.
yeah, the earnings. That's
The
what.
earnings,
They took.
yeah,
I think they went
missed-
down $100 after hours or something like that.
They missed the earnings. Big deal.
Oh, so Tony, you said they went down $100.
Yeah, my brother owns Facebook stock. They went down over $100 in after earnings. I know that after trading. Right now, it's down like 20%.
Oh, actually, after hours, yeah, it dropped $73.
73. Let's sort out 100 now. It's 73.
Yeah, so it did
So if he
fall
didn't
20.
sell it, he didn't lose anything.
No, he's got it a long time, so no, so it doesn't really matter. But you don't want to lose that much. But they didn't hit earnings, which is bad.
So what? Companies.
You mean the Russians aren't doing business with them anymore?
I don't know. I don't know a lot about it. I have to read into it.
the Russians to Facebook.
Hey, that's the other thing. The Russians.
mm-hmm.
You know, this thing about Ukraine. I heard.
Hey,
somebody-
what about these Russians, huh?
Yeah. Hey. So I heard somebody read a letter from a Russian guy giving their opinion on what was going on in between Russia and the Ukraine, and I guess there was some interference by Obama back in 2014.
Everybody have a drink.
And Obama promised a deal and made a deal with Ukraine.
You got to stop, Phil, because if this keeps going on, I'm going to have to pee.
He doesn't. He talks more than my mother used to talk. She used to keep me up all night.
You know, he's hitting an all-time high for wrong things tonight.
Well, maybe it'll help.
I thought you made the entertaining, Alex. You created like the perfect little monster.
Yeah, I did, didn't I?
You really, out of all your creations, I think he's one of the funniest ones on your show.
And
Really?
the show opening didn't
I don't
help.
know. I've got a hand puppet I haven't used yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Cuppy.
Oh,
Is that Cuppy?
Cuppy? Oh,
What's your hand puppet?
where would I
Was
get
it Cuppy?
No, that
Phil
wasn't
wants
me.
to
That
borrow
was my. That was when
remember
we were
that.
doing the TV show, and
Right.
we had this guy who had done some puppet shows on public access.
Oh, really?
And Cuppy, which was just a cup, was
was
his
it.
puppet. Yeah, Cuppy. Yeah. But I know
So-
my Cuppy wasn't mine.
Oh, okay. You don't have your Cuppy.
Yeah.
But anyway, well, maybe you have your blankie. Originally, we were talking about Whoopi Goldberg, and it was just Alex.
I
and
don't like what she said though. That's distasteful. Come
Why
on.
don't you like what she said?
That's just being ignorant, really. She's an idiot.
Really?
I think
Are
so.
you a
Come
Jew, Tony?
No, but
Well, then shut
I
the
just think
fuck
it's
up.
I wasn't
He's a guinea.
offended by it.
disrespectful, though. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't like.
I
it.
wasn't. Okay, yeah. Let other people talk. Charlie's got his hand up.
Yeah, I just want to point out one thing. It doesn't matter whether the Jews are a separate race or not. Hitler believed they were a separate, inferior race.
Exactly.
So if Hitler believed it, then
That's
it must
why
be
it's
true.
racist. Because he treated the Jews as a race, and he hated them, and he killed them just because they were Jewish.
Yeah, but he
No
felt
other
the
reason.
same. He
Just
felt the same
because.
way
Now
about
my question is.
gypsies and Catholics.
The question,
Those
is, if you ask any Jew the following question, what was Hitler, a racist or anti-Semitic?
Anti-Semitic.
Anti-Semitic,
Okay, so being a racist, you would have to be going after a race, wouldn't you?
right? And Jews aren't a race.
That's right.
Actually, according to the
They're-
census back in the 1800s, Jews were a race.
Oh yeah, but that's
If you go look at the census,
but you're talking-
under race. They'll
you're
actually
talking
say-
about the most racist country on the face of the earth. Okay,
What's that?
Sure,
the
yeah.
United States.
Yeah, you're right. I mean,
Well,
he's crazy.
you know, at
He's
least
crazy.
we weren't 5/8 of a.
Do you know?
of a
Do you know
vote.
that worldwide, in various countries, I was watching a documentary on China tonight, and it was talking trash about China too.
And the Fulongs.
Well, no. Well, that was another thing altogether. But they've been going with the Uyghurs and so on. But this thing, dealt with a lot of different stuff. And now what was the point I was going to make?
Racism.
And they over there, what they really hated most about the United States is how racist they are, how racist we are. And in every other country, we're looked upon as a very racist country.
Because in the other countries, they just kill
And
everybody.
I don't know if you've noticed, but anti-Semitism is on the rise here, too.
It's coming back. And
Yeah.
Thank you, Donald Trump.
It's not Donald Trump.
Even
There are anti-Semites that are coming out of the woodwork, and because people are coming over from Pakistan via England, taking hostages at synagogues. I'm part of a group, and so is Alan in a way that trains to protect synagogues and churches, we realize that anti-Semitism is on the rise, but it's always been on the rise. I was in Paris for the High Holy Days about 25 years ago, and I went to a temple with a friend of mine who lived in Paris, and there were armed guards in front of the temple, and if they didn't know you, I mean, they had automatic weapons and the whole thing. You didn't get in if you weren't cleared by them.
I'll tell you something. The most anti-Semitic act that I've ever heard of was Lincoln getting shot because he got shot in the temple. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be here all week.
Everybody have a drink.
Yeah.
how did they get that close to him, too?
He swung down, didn't he?
Yeah, they got right to the booth on him.
Did Booth fire from the balcony, or did he swing down?
Well, he was in the balcony, and then he
was
jumped to the stage,
Point blank.
and he
Lincoln
sprained his ankle.
Yeah, he jumped after he shot.
That could have been a workers' comp incident.
Lincoln wouldn't have made a good boxer because he couldn't take a shot to the head.
Don't try and top my wonderful joke
Yeah, his was
about
good.
getting shot in the
guys-
temple,
you
which is
guys
maybe
are-
one of the oldest jokes I know.
Look, you guys are all just trying to shoot down the Republican.
He was a good president.
Lincoln was Republican.
He was.
He was a-
First one.
Anybody else have any Lincoln jokes? How did you enjoy the play, Mrs. Lincoln? Some things like that. Okay.
Other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how do you enjoy the play?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's the way to overcome an
That's kind
objection.
of funny.
That's the way a salesperson overcomes an objection. Other than the price, are there any ideas that are causing you to hesitate? A classic Dale Carnegie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Phil, you don't run Lincoln sales.
Oh, you
do
took Dale Carnegie?
Yeah, when I was 18.
So did I.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the motto?
How to Win Friends and Influence
No,
People.
that was
book,
the name.
And then the other one was Percy Whiting's 5 Great Rules of Selling. But I don't remember what the motto was.
What was it? To be enthusiastic, blah, 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 something like that?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I was 18.
Yeah. It was a stupid course.
I enjoyed it.
I had a boss who sent all of us
Yeah.
to it because he thought it was terrific, and we were forced literally to go.
Oh, you had to go.
Otherwise, lose our jobs if we didn't
Oh,
go
it was one of
to
those things.
if we didn't go to
You get
Dale
lunch with
Carnegie's
it?
How to Win Friends and Influence People. So he was paying for it. So what the hell? Every Tuesday night I schlepped down there, and they played all these stupid games, and I'm going, I already am outgoing. I already know how to speak to people. They would then say, and now everybody has to get up and give a speech to convince. And I'm going, this is what I do every day when I read a commercial.
What city did you live in when you did
Houston, Texas.
that? Okay. I did it in San Francisco. Maybe I was 19.
Was it Houston? No, it wasn't Houston. It was Modesto, California, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing like those
Latinos.
huh?
Dale Carnegie.
Dale Carnegie courses in Modesto.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
By the way, want to go to L.A., turn left at Modesto. Anyway.
I hear you're going to have a snowstorm coming up there, Alex.
Another one?
what are they
another
called? A bomb.
Another major blizzard like the one we had last week.
Isn't it a bomb?
That was
A bomb cyclone.
Yes.
Getting another snowstorm? I didn't even look.
Actually, tomorrow, where Charlie's at is where it's supposed to start.
It's supposed to start midnight tonight. It's supposed to start snowing, and we're gonna have 4 days below freezing, and I'll probably have no electricity again.
Does it snow often in that part of the country? I didn't think it snowed in Texas.
It used to be every 5 years. But now, apparently, it's every year now.
A few years ago, I had to go to Dallas, and I was there in January. Matter of fact, I had dinner with Amy and Jack, and it was so cold.
Who was more fun to be out at dinner with, Amy or Jack?
They were both extremely pleasant.
I see. Okay.
And very nice.
It's strange because you must have left a good influence on them because they say the same thing about you.
They're very nice people, just because they come on the show and they hate Republicans.
By the way, I heard a great story today. I was watching YouTube again. It was Dick Cavett interviewing.
That's what I do. Oh, you watch Dick Cavett?
Interviewing Phil Silvers. Right. Do you know who Phil Silvers was?
Sure.
Tony, not you.
Sergeant Bilko.
I don't think so.
Sergeant Bilko.
Wait a minute, I'm asking Tony.
Oh.
I actually don't know. Is he an actor?
No.
See. I mean, that's the difference in ages.
I like Dick Cavett.
He was a football player.
Now, let me ask him. Charlie, you know who Phil Silvers is?
Sure, I watch the show all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, so I remember when you had Dick Cavett on the show. I taped that.
Well, anyway.
The interview. I'm serious.
Anyway.
But he died before Tony was born, probably.
I like Dick Cavett.
He died in 1985.
Yeah.
When were you born, Tony?
69.
69. Okay.
My mother had me early. I was supposed to be born in December.
Oh, he's on coffee again.
I am. Yeah. He did fall down the stairs, the side steps.
Okay. Anyway, anyway, Phil Silvers tells a story about how he had been on the Dick Cavett show previously with Jack Benny.
Oh, I would like to hear that.
Will you let me tell the story?
Yeah, you got me again.
Gotta mute him.
Mute him.
Mute me.
No, I'm not going to mute you. Anyway, he said that he was on the show with Jack Benny, and that when he was on the show with Jack Benny with Cavett, the last time he said he was doing on the way to the Forum. What's that show? The Broadway show. Funny thing happened on the way to the Forum, and he said that Benny, for the whole interview, did nothing but say how wonderful he was in the Forum show. What funny thing happened on the way to the Forum? And he after the show, he's walking out with Benny, and he says, it was very nice of you, Jack, to say those nice, wonderful things about me, but you took up so much of the time that could have been done and talked about you and your history and so on, that all you talked about was me, and it was very nice and very effusive, but quite frankly, you didn't have to do it because I don't think much of you.
He said that?
He was a very funny man.
He said Benny was on the pavement laughing.
That's funny. Yeah, I was like, oh my God.
That was a good setup.
A straight face.
Oh, by the way, do you know who Jack Benny was, Tony?
Violin player.
I love Jack. When I watch his old shows all the time on YouTube.
Oh, okay. All right. Fine.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites.
Yeah. So,
what was his driver's name? Rochester.
Yeah.
Right.
But it was,
he seemed like a classy guy, like you said, Alex. That's what Checky said, Jack. Like the way when you watch old interviews with him, just the way he carries himself.
Yeah. Let me tell you something about YouTube.
Okay.
Now, I do the show on Monday, and it gets very large numbers compared to these shows. I always look forward to seeing how high they're going to get. Okay. Last week, the show last week, between all the various outlets and so on, got something like 600 views, which is pretty damn good for
633 or something like that.
No,
I thought it was 633. Yeah.
Well, no, that's between all the different outlets we have. It's on Facebook.
I saw it on YouTube. I thought it was
YouTube. It was at 465, something like that. But then you have to add the 100 that I get there, and then there's some more somewhere else. And it comes about 600. This week, I'm looking at the numbers because I like to. They make me feel good. And I go over and I look to see where the number is, right? And the number today was at 390. which
Right.
2 days after the show has gone on, 390 is pretty damn good, right? I then click on the thing to refresh it to see if the number has gone higher, and it goes down to 310.
Yeah, I guess those people were thrown off.
Well,
of the
where
YouTube
did they?
platform.
Why did they rob me? This has happened before. Why did they rob me of those viewers?
Well, maybe they they took those other viewers and they cut them off from YouTube because they were spreading false information. You know,
No, but I don't understand it. You know, and I'm beginning to feel I'm getting mad at all of this. You know, these are things I have no control over. I don't know if the number that they're serving up is actually the real number.
it might not be.
Don't you get paid a certain amount per view?
I get paid a certain amount per view. Yeah.
Not much, but it's
No.
Doesn't it have to be over a certain number of views to get money?
No.
Oh,
No, I get it from View One. They run those little commercials before the show.
Yeah.
And then I get a little bit of that money.
Now,
every
people
every
listen-
quarter it comes to about maybe $300-400 a year.
If people listen to the full thing and don't skip it, do you get more money?
No.
So even if they skip the ad, you get the same
All they
amount.
care about is the playthrough on the commercial at the beginning.
Oh, but if the thing doesn't play through, do you get the same amount of money? So if somebody's
I think
watching,
if they watch half of it, the commercial, I get money for it. Yeah.
yeah, I'm usually comatose through the first half of the commercial.
No, but I'm getting
I'm
getting a check this month for like $110.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
No, and that's what do you mean? Oh, wow! Don't.
Well, we're looking forward to our distribution.
He wants to get a cut.
Brian needs the money. He's got a McLaren to tune up.
I mean, you know, my wife's cutting down to part-time at her job because she's exhausted. And so we need every penny we can get. So that $100 from Google will go a long way
towards the refrigerator fund. Hey, I noticed on the show that you do on Mondays, I think Marjorie came in and gave you a cup of coffee, and she was wearing an Ocean T-shirt. And that Ocean T-shirt, that's a group that I donate money to that cleans plastic out of the oceans.
Yeah, well, they gave her a free one because of your donation.
Oh, really?
So Phil, you give the donations, but you don't go,
He must be a big man.
What, Brian?
you give the donations, but you don't go out there and help.
I've done fish counts where you go in and
What is a fucking fish count?
Time to have another
That
drink.
one out.
What do you do? Do you sit there going
Charlie
1,
Tuna.
2, 3?
basically you're looking for certain kinds of fish.
Oh,
and
wait a
you
minute.
write
Wait a
it down
minute.
on a
1,
chart.
2, 3. But did I count that one twice?
Well, maybe.
They all look alike.
This is one of the things I bought from that ocean site. This is a metal straw, and and so that you don't use a plastic straw. I believe it's called 4 Ocean, and I donate.
How much white powder's in that straw?
I got a different thing for that.
Looks like a needle.
Yeah, that's
what
very,
the
it's very,
$100
it's very nice that you got that. It's very sanitary. By the way, very sanitary.
Yeah. Well, you wash it out, and the thing actually comes. Let me show you.
Here's the
It
50
comes-
counts.
It comes
Is that
with
it?
a brush. So
What do
this thing comes with a brush
Seems
that,
like a lot of work.
that you can clean out the straw.
Yeah, you can buy a box of straws for $2 in Stop and Shop. It's just
Yeah,
all-
but you have to
Whatever
donate
happened?
20
Wait a minute.
cents.
Wait. Correct me if I'm wrong, but whatever just happened to the paper straws? When I was a kid, all
Yeah,
they
I
had
got
were
plastic.
paper
My mother
straws.
used to be.
I mean,
I like paper
Brian, by
straws.
halfway through a milkshake, it pretty much was paper mache. But
Well,
The thing about paper
killing
straws,
trees.
if the paper's got drug residue in it, you set it on fire while the police are coming.
well, there are some like cardboard straws.
Yeah, and I like those. And
Yeah.
there's ones made out of bamboo, which is renewable. But the whole idea is, you don't want the forest to get thrown down, and also the plastic straws and all the plastic ends up killing wildlife
Yeah.
and waterfowl,
But the problem with
turtles.
Why isn't it ending up in the ocean? Why isn't it going in the garbage?
That's where they take the garbage and they throw it in the ocean.
Who's they?
The Chinese, I think.
Yeah.
They were, we were sending them all our garbage.
Don't say it, Tony. Don't say it.
I'm gonna have dinner. I'm gonna have Chinese
hey,
Tonight. We talked about it. Don't say that.
We were sending all our garbage for a while to China. They were buying our garbage, or
All,
we were
all
paying
are
them.
recyclable.
Yeah, we were taking
Because all our landfills were full.
right.
Really?
And so what ended up happening is all of that medical waste and stuff was washing up on the beaches. They weren't disposing of it. They were just
It's just a Chinese fish.
yeah.
Utilize.
Yeah, there's a species. It's got these spines. I can't remember what the name of it is. I would see them all the time in the Caribbean. They're very colorful, and they're trying to convince people to eat them, but they're killing all the fish, the other fish in the Caribbean where they're not supposed to be.
This is what's
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about endemic species that are killing other species.
By the way, that's a picture that Phil took while he was underwater.
Yeah,
Yeah,
One,
we've seen it.
2. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
a hammerhead and
I got more.
a tiger shark.
I won't show them tonight, though.
Okay.
You wouldn't get me in one of those steel cages
No,
of
sir.
sharks. Yet
Yeah.
he goes out and swims. And they feed the damn things by hand.
That's crazy.
Outside
Well,
the cage.
I mean, I think sharks are misunderstood. I don't think they necessarily, if you're underwater, are going to go after you.
No, they don't.
You know.
I mean, there might be some, like the bull shark is a very aggressive shark, but the tiger sharks, the lemons, and the hammerheads that I encountered weren't aggressive at all.
Yeah, they eat fish, other fish, and that's
They were
their
looking
that's
for
their
a photo
diet, not people.
opportunity.
Yeah. But they were getting wiped out like crazy after the movie Jaws
Yeah.
came out.
After Jaws, yeah.
You know, I mean,
Make
And,
no
and they're
shark
still
goes
getting
to
wiped out for their fins. They're cutting their
yeah.
fins off, and then they're throwing the live shark finless back in the water.
you know who did a great documentary on that?
Yeah, guy
Gordon
who
Ramsay.
the cook.
Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon
I saw that
Ramsay did.
5-part documentary.
No, it was a
excellent.
one documentary, one part.
It was 5 parts though.
It was one part.
Phil, who's doing the shark fin soup?
Chinese.
Chinese again. Oh my god.
Yeah. Tony, you like shark fin soup?
I never had it. I mean, I only get
Really?
wonton
Wow.
and egg drop actually. I like wonton egg drop too, mixed, but
You know, in New York, if you go out
Well,
to
you
a
would
Chinese
like
restaurant-
fin soup, shark fin soup, because
That's-
I'm not a big fish eater,
it's
do you
not
like it?
politically correct. That's to begin
Oh.
with, and secondly, it's Chinese.
yeah, if you didn't tell me it was fish, I would try it.
But you won't eat
Is
shark.
it like a wonton noodle or no? I love those wonton noodles. The wonton soup. With
You know,
the
we
noodles.
just had yesterday. Marjorie stopped at downtown at Italy and got us raviolis. Oh,
Ooh,
God.
did you get the cheese ones?
No,
Or the meat?
meat.
Oh, okay, yeah, my mother liked the cheese. Yeah, you like the meat? Meat's good
Cheese
too.
raviolis suck.
Yeah, I can't
Really?
eat cheese ravioli.
Yeah.
You get those at Costco, the cheese ones.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but these
I
are
haven't
really
had that in a while.
good. I mean, these
Really?
are really
I
good.
have-
Yeah, they're fresh made there.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
she
You
can
gotta,
bring
as soon
home-
as you bring them home, you cook them.
Oh, she gets enough so we have 2 days worth.
Oh, that's nice. They could left over too the next day. You feed them up.
Or 20 pounds, as I call it.
Oh, those are good. I haven't had it in a while.
Yeah. So what's new with you, Brian?
Nothing. Just work. We're starting up the new building, so it's exciting. We're making product now, so it's good.
Yeah.
A long way to go, but it's a good start.
When you say product, you mean those little things and everything? All
Yeah,
the...
the little things. Yeah, the tests. So yeah, so it's good.
Now, do you also make the machines that assay the tests?
Yeah,
Okay.
we do everything. We build the machine that does all the assembly of the stuff. and
Did
then
I
we
just
product-
use the proper term, by the way? Assay the tests?
Yes.
Oh, good for me.
Vertically integrated.
I am just so terrific.
We bought that plastic mold injected company that makes our plastic stuff, and we actually invented, not me, but the owners, the original owners, invented the instrument that tests the cartridge, and then we bought a place up in Washington to do all the chemicals for the cartridge. Yeah, so
what he does, by the way, in case you're just tuning in on us for the first time, and that's highly unlikely. His company makes basically tests, including the test for COVID. And
yes. Yeah, we started out with anthrax for Northrop Grumman.
You know something? Everybody starts out with anthrax. You know.
Northrop Grumman. And we work with Northrop Grumman, so all the post office hubs have our system, so they test all the mail coming in. So,
and the great thing
how
about
do they know to test a piece of mail? What makes them suspicious that a piece of mail has anthrax?
White powder.
Well, that could be Coke, but you know,
it could be
when all the mail's going through, you see it going real fast, like on the news and stuff. It creates like a little air tornado, and we grab air samples every half hour.
Where? At the post office?
Yeah, all the post office hubs.
Wow. Wow.
Really?
What's the name of your company?
Right there on his hat.
I can't read it. It's blurry.
Cepheid.
Oh, okay.
Cepheid.
How can it be blurry? He's got 4K.
Yeah, well.
Well, I'm only sending this out in 1080p. So.
Oh. Well, after this show, I got a peek too.
Okay.
How come we didn't get hats like that?
Because we don't rate.
Yeah, I thought you were going to send me some more.
Yeah. That's why I just looked over here. Yeah, I have this one, and Adrian has a couple drawings for you. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is your art getting better, by the way? Besides the stick figures?
Yes, she's doing it nonstop. Yeah.
I mean, it's not stick figures anymore, right?
She's doing she's doing good. She's doing a lot of still bodies, and like proportions are really good, and yeah. So she, every time there's something that she can do, she draws. For show and tell, she draws. They have a letter every week, and she draws something for it. Like she drew a dog tonight for tomorrow's show and tell. She doesn't like bringing a stuffed animal or toy. She wants to draw it. So it's pretty cool.
Wow, that's terrific.
Yeah. So we do you go on YouTube with the how to draw, and there's a guy there with their kids, and they do these drawing things. And so her and I do.
Brian, what do you do? Say, hey, Adrian, here's dinner. I just drew it for you.
Yeah. No, but Phil brought up something which is good. You're not going to have to sell her.
Sell her?
Yeah. You're not going to have to sell. Oh, forget it. I thought that would get a big laugh from everybody, but apparently everybody was in a coma.
That's why nobody watches this show.
I still have a 15-year-old for sale. Male.
Oh, really? That's about 15 is about when you want to get rid of them.
Does he pull weeds and pick up dog poo?
No, unfortunately, he's. No.
What good is he then?
I know.
How is he?
Everything's going good work. Everything is just still skyrocketing. It's still going crazy. I mean, no matter what's going on with all this stuff, we still have data that people are going to be testing forever.
Yeah.
So
I just took a test for something called SIBO, which is a bacteria in your small intestines to see if you have gas and things like that.
Goodbye, all you people out there who was listening to the show already.
The SIBO test, you blow into a thing and you put the air into 10 tubes, and then you send them off and they analyze the air. I guess that's something
they hold them
similar.
all up and say, "Do you SIBO?"
Yeah, I SIBO. Do you SIBO?
Let me ask you this, Phil. Why did you tell that story?
Because it was a testing story. I just took it over the weekend.
It was the only testing story. You took a SIBO test?
Yes.
Why? Do they suspect you have SIBO?
No, I've been constipated. And that could be because of the radiation.
Oh, boy.
No, it could be because of the radiation.
TMI. TMI.
Drink prune juice.
Yeah, right, Tony. Or either that or do what I do, eat chicken skin. That'll give me the trots the next day.
Yeah, well, anyway, I'm trying with this to see if it's SIBO, my nutritionist.
So you blow into a bag with a dildo attached.
I don't know why he's doing
and
the
you
bag
put the tube.
and the bag.
Yeah,
that's what the doctor was telling them.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think.
I was a nutritionist. I can tell you, just drink prune juice. You shit right out.
Here's the bag.
This phone. Is it
You
working?
like long? There you go. Blow into it.
Now, if I had the tube, there's a needle in here, and the tube has a one-way valve,
What
and
is
you
it?
push it in. You continue to blow, and then you
Yeah.
pull the thing out, and you.
How are
write
you going to
down-
get the air out of there now?
Oh, out of this,
Mhm.
you just crush it,
Well, okay.
and then you wait 20 minutes, and you do the next tube. It took 3 hours to do this test.
And what are they supposed
Isn't
to?
it based on your carbon dioxide output or something like
No, there's hydro.
that?
There's
Hydrogen
some.
output.
Yeah.
What are you trying to find out? Why you're?
Yeah, I'm getting. What is what?
Why-
Well,
why-
if I do have SIBO, there's a drug they can give me that will knock it out in 2 weeks.
And if you don't have SIBO, they're going to give you your time back.
No, or my $145 to analyze it.
How many pills do you take a day? You started saying that early in the interview with Alec.
9.
19,
How many a day?
19, but not all of them are drugs. Some of them, many of them are supplements.
Oh.
So you have very expensive pee, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, what color is the pee? Like rainbow?
Come on
clear.
now.
It's clear.
Must be glow in the dark.
Yeah, no, it's clear.
Well, whenever I
my pee
do
is
a
the
vitamin
science
C, my pee turns orange.
Yeah, I only take 500 milligrams of vitamin C a day.
Yeah.
And
Boy.
between there's glutathione, there's zinc, there's A, there's D, there's CoQ10, there's I am the nutritionist.
They allow you to take CoQ10 with your diabetes medicine?
Yeah, it's
They're
good for your heart.
contraindicated.
Nah, it's good for your heart.
Good for your heart, but the
I would check with your doctor and make sure it isn't contraindicated.
Yeah.
Well, I just got a form from Kaiser, and they wanted me to write down all the pills and all the supplements I take, so that they could look at them.
Yeah, well, you should do that
Yeah.
because they should tell you whether.
CoQ10
I take
mixes-
turmeric.
Right.
Turmeric and a whole bunch of other
Turmeric,
things.
it's
I take a lot of stuff like that too, but I run them by the pharmacist to make sure.
I didn't think you ran by anything.
Stop. That's
Oh, God.
By the way, I want to know how the 3 people who are on the chat feel like being the only 3 people on the chat.
Wow.
There's Foreman
And
Colossus.
There might be
there's
more, but you probably blocked them all.
Tyson's Acosta, and let me see here, and John Redshaw.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
John used to call.
Well, tomorrow I'm having a Zoom call with the producers of a TV show that they're working on, which they want me to be a consultant on public access here in New York.
Oh, it's not paid?
Well, if they want if they're going to go into production with it and they want me to consult it, I want to get paid, sure.
Oh, do you have an NDA, or can you say what the thing is about?
It's about public access.
Oh,
On the chat, somebody said the reason why Phil doesn't get attacked by sharks is sharks don't eat their own.
Well,
I'm not an attorney.
But he plays one on TV.
Right.
Boy.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I like your intro. The intro now says something about Phil talking, and then the guy says drink.
Oh,
you haven't
that's an
heard
old
that?
one.
Today?
That's
Is that
a-
old one?
Yeah,
That's
an
so
old one.
old,
That's
that's-
Jim Browning.
That's Revelstoke Jim. How many here remember Revelstoke Jim?
Remember him? Yeah.
I thought he was a great broadcaster. He could tell a story and just.
Oh, man, those moose stories are great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I enjoyed him a lot. He didn't like me, but
Well, the thing is that he all of a sudden one day hated me. I don't know why. I never got any indication why. Just he dropped me like I was Red Death.
well, I could tell you, but you wouldn't believe me.
What?
Well, he was the president of GadNet, right?
Yeah.
And you decided to put a show on that he didn't want on, and
Yeah.
you did it anyway. And I think that's why he split.
Well, but that was stupid.
Of course, but maybe he took his position seriously.
But they didn't talk to Alex about it. They didn't talk.
Maybe he was
No,
racist.
this is my I summarized this from
Surmised it.
surmised it from what went on.
Drink.
Yeah.
Drink. Yeah.
So, hey, you know, I was the part of the class that made the top half possible. The
He was
bottom
the
half.
curve, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, no, but you know, I mean, the show was a sex show
Yeah.
called Living Sexy or something like that. But it wasn't really a sex show. It was very light.
Phil
It was,
was a star. No wonder why.
huh?
Yeah. Now, yes, I understand, but I think he had an issue, his wife's job or something like that.
No. He just, I think, wanted to get out of the whole situation, and he used that as an excuse. He used that as an excuse, because I mean, I always treated him well. I never, you know, I never
you
had
guys were
bad
kind of
words.
close friends. I thought, you know, it was strange that it was
Yeah.
like
It was very,
on and
it was
off.
very
Didn't
hurtful.
he have some health issues too? I mean, what,
Yeah, but he's still alive. So how bad could they have been? You know,
And I think he still does a show.
He lost
No, he
his
doesn't.
hearing in one
No, he
ear
doesn't.
one day.
he doesn't do a show anymore.
No,
No.
I thought he was. doing
I
a
checked
show.
lately. He doesn't do anything. He was with a radio station in Revelstoke for a short time, and that was about it. And you know, I mean, I was very hurt by him leaving. You know, it was
And the way he did it.
it made me feel bad about him. Made
Yeah,
me feel
the way
very
he
bad.
did it. I didn't think he deserved it. I think he should have.
I don't
If he had something on his mind,
Yeah.
he should have said
No,
it.
but I don't think I deserved it.
No.
You know, I think I deserved a little.
That's what
more.
I said. I don't think you deserved it.
Yeah.
I think if he had something on his mind, he should have been big enough to say what was on his mind
Yeah.
and not just go and ghost you.
You know, and the only reason why I wasn't going to take these people off is because I gave them my word that they could do a show. They wanted a place to put their show on, and basically we were just the outlet for it.
Oh, I talked to Barry about Rob's show, and Barry is under the impression that if it's streaming on two different things, you got to pay the ASCAP BMI fees for both things
Separately, yeah.
separately.
Yeah.
But he's going to look into it further for you. But his first impression was you got to pay. So
According to the weather, it's snowing in Austin, Texas.
you know, Rob's got a nice show. I sometimes stream his
Oh, it's
his
very nice.
feed
It's very good.
in my car. I like listening to it. And occasionally he'll go in and say something. It's a lot of music.
Yeah, no, it's good.
sleet
It's
and
good.
snow.
Huh?
It's sleeting and snowing here now. It's supposed to get down to like 21.
Starting to feel a lot like
So far, your
Christmas.
electricity's on, your heater works.
Well, let me see here. Echo, what's the weather going to be tomorrow? Echo, what's the weather going to be tomorrow?
It's damn cold.
Mostly rainy weather. You can expect a high of 43 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 38 degrees.
Okay, so that's not, it means snow. It looks like there's going to be, it looks like a little snow on Friday. Friday's going to have snow.
Actually, the latest forecast I saw right before the show said you may not get snow in New York. It may just be rain and cold or something like that.
Yeah, so.
Well, in Walnut Creek, it's 45 degrees.
Wow.
Freezing. So
Damn cold.
Maybe
Shit,
I'll
that's
maybe I'll
cold.
get a
I'm
weather
staying
map
in.
to put behind me, and I can do the weather. That'll up the people
That would be
listening.
cute.
I think I'm
Huh?
gonna start that way.
Huh?
I don't
Wish it
know.
was 45 here.
I can't remember which way to point, let alone hit the cities on the map like the weather people do. That's a talent.
Well, now they don't. Before they used to have to look at a monitor off to the side of them and say, "Here's the din." That was really a talent. Now that's a big LED screen, big huge LED screen. They buy those things by the yard now, and they put the map up there, and they know exactly where to point. They can see it right behind them. So no,
Dense fog advisory in New York City right now.
yeah, okay. So we're gonna get fog. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Well, anyway, don't get lost in the fog, Tony.
I hardly leave the house. Go to the post office, come back, get food, come back. That's
Yeah,
Have
that's
some
it.
more coffee.
my leg is
This
hurt.
is a small, you can get this in the Gabnet store. This is for tying children to a post so they don't get pushed in front of a subway train in New York.
Yeah, okay.
That might be a big
Anyway,
seller.
thank
Keep
you very
going,
much,
man.
Alan, for being here, and Brian, of course. Always great having you here. And, of course, Charlie, you're so smart. I liked having you here.
His T-shirts are smart.
They are very smart, but not as smart as he is. And finally, thanks to Phil for being here tonight, and he stuck with us. Thank you, Phil. I really appreciate it. Everybody,
Hey, it's Wednesday.
why don't you give a big wave goodbye?
Brian.
And I'll give a big wave goodbye at you, okay? There they go, ladies and gentlemen. That's our citizen panel for tonight. Let me just turn down their sound and also get rid of them. That would be nice, too. Anyway, hey, listen, Jack Bishop is next. He's here with The Intersection. Stick around. Give him a call because he would love to talk to you. We'll see you again tomorrow night. Same time, same station in life. In the meantime, as always, if you see her, tell her I love her. And by the way, wear a mask. And if you don't wear a mask, get vaccinated. And if you don't get vaccinated, don't get near me.